Like everything it seems today, tuition is increasing at Oklahoma's public colleges and universities. While the increase might seem modest this time around, it took legislative effort to help cushion the blow to students trying to pay for college. Taylor Jackson joins us to tell us more on how colleges and students are dealing with the higher costs of higher education. Taylor?
Yeah, Jason, the state regents say this increase in tuition is due to the 9.1 national inflation rate. Students say paying for school before the increase was already hard enough. The state regents announced last week that students will see an increase in tuition and mandatory fees in the academic school year 2022 to 2023. In-state tuition and fees will increase on an average by 1.8%, while out-of-state tuition will increase by an average of 2.4%. To help offset the cost of tuition increase, the legislature increased funding to higher education. $40 million was allocated to higher education as part of their 5-year teacher employment incentive plan.
This year we're putting $17.3 million into it, and that is to recruit teachers. It'll help them with tuition. It'll help them with some other payments that they need.
This is just one part of a large expenditure that helped keep tuition increase from being higher. Students like senior Jocelyn Crabb say that this increase does not help the situation that she's already facing. UCO recently lowered its enrollment balance limit, so now Crabb is unable to enroll in school until her bill is paid.
So my first 3.5 years were actually very easy. It was just the past 2 semesters that had me not being able to enroll because of high balances. The loans that we use, apparently they're not able to cover previous charges, which I don't understand why.
Student balances must be below $1,000 in order for them to enroll for the next semester. Crabb says this has caused some students to leave the university.
A lot of people that I see one semester, I don't see them the next because of this issue.
Megan Morgan is the assistant director of financial aid at Oklahoma City Community College. She says filling out the FAFSA application is the first step to getting assistance to pay for school.
Department of Education really encourages students to start applying as early as October. So students that are coming in the fall semester of 2022, they could start filing back in October of 21. So the key is to file as early as possible. There are some, here in Oklahoma, some state grants.
Morgan says filing early can ensure students meet specific deadlines for state and federal grants.
If you're eligible for the free Pell Grant money, take advantage of that first. And then if you do need the student loans, they are available to you. It's just that it's borrowed money that you do have to pay back.
Filing for financial aid can be overwhelming, especially for first-generation students. Morgan says she and her team tried to ensure students understand the difference between each of the different loans offered to them.
There are lots of options, though, when it comes to the federal loans. They have subsidized loans, which are interest-free the entire time that the student's in school. So those are ones that we try to tell them to make sure that if they do have to borrow a student loan and they're eligible, they take advantage of that option first. And then the Oklahoma Tuition Aid Grant is a grant offered through the state of Oklahoma, and the student has to just file the FAFSA application. That's the only application that they need to file, and then the school determines whether they meet the eligibility requirements for that grant.
And while there are resources for students to assist with their school bills, some don't qualify for assistance, or the assistance doesn't cover everything. UCO senior Jaslyn Yarborough knows exactly how that feels. She is having difficulty paying for tuition and fees. She doesn't qualify for certain financial aid programs because her family makes too much money.
It was a little bit pricey. And then, with my mom being in the pay range that she is, I don't get much from government assistance or anything. So most of it's out of pocket.
Students like Yarborough are faced with financial aid salary cap that many middle-class families deal with.
I think they should offer money to those students as well. I mean, those parents usually are the main ones, paying their taxes and everything.
As for the tuition increase, Yarborough says she will have to find a way to make ends meet.
I'm gonna just have to cut back on a little bit on my spending. Most paychecks that I'll get, I'm gonna have to put some money aside for school.
Morgan encourages students to visit their financial aid office at their school if they have any questions or concern regarding their bill or financial aid.
Ask lots of questions. We're here to help you. Financial aid offices, that's what they want to do, is help you be able to navigate through the process so that you have a way to pay for schools. And we have financial aid advisors that are available all the time. We don't require an appointment. You can just come into the office. We have student computer stations so that we can assist them with filling out the FAFSA application.
I did speak with the state regents, and they said that even though state tuition is increasing, Oklahoma's tuition rates are below national average.